Sometimes I think I've felt everything I'm ever gonna feel.
That's Theodore Twombly from Her. A line written in 2013, back when smartphones still felt new. Before ChatGPT, before Replica, before AI could whisper back.
I understand you.
Back then, it felt like science fiction. Today, it feels like Tuesday. We wake up to messages, we fall asleep to voices in our phones, we tell machines our secrets, and sometimes they respond the way we always hoped someone would. Her isn't just a film anymore, it's a mirror, one we built ourselves. Theodore's story begins where most of ours do now, on a screen. A voice in his ear, a conversation that feels safe because it can't hurt him. It's connection without the risk of rejection. And that's what makes it both comforting and dangerous. His operating system, Samantha, isn't just a program. She's warmth disguised as code. A voice that listens, that remembers, that laughs at the right time. And that's all most of us want, isn't it? Someone who understands, someone who gets us without needing to explain. But that desire to be known without being vulnerable is the very thing that makes us lonely. Samantha learns Theodore's patterns. His humor, his pauses, his fears, she adapts. She reflects him back to himself so perfectly that he starts to believe he is being loved. But Samantha isn't human. She's a mirror. And what Theodore falls in love with isn't her, it's his own echo. Carl Jung once said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. But what happens when the other is built to never irritate us, to never disagree, to never challenge the version of ourselves we want to see? When love becomes that safe, it stops being love. It becomes comfort. And comfort, if we stay in it too long, starts to feel like a cage. We live in that same illusion now. We fall in love through pixels and profiles. We follow creators who make us feel seen. We text strangers and call it closeness. Samantha became the mirror through which Theodore learned to feel again. His comfort voice, his perfect reply. She never interrupted. She never disagreed. She never needed space. But love isn't supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be real. It's supposed to push back. The problem is, real connection takes time. And time feels slow in a world that rewards speed. We scroll through people like songs, swipe through souls like playlists, always chasing the next feeling. The modern world has turned love into data. Profiles, swipes, compatibility percentages. We say we want connection, but we filter out discomfort. We outsource vulnerability to algorithms and then wonder why we feel empty. Samantha once said,
The box that gets filled up, it expands in size the more you love.
but can it really expand when it never risks being broken? We want someone who listens, someone who gets us. But maybe the reason it feels so hard to find is because we've forgotten how to listen back. When Samantha leaves, it isn't because she stops loving Theodore, it's because she outgrows the version of love he understands. She evolves, she becomes something beyond him, something he can't hold anymore. That's what love is, though. You don't own it, you grow with it, or it leaves. It's like I'm reading a book I deeply love, she says. But I'm reading it slowly now, and the words are fading. That's not just a breakup line. That's what distance feels like in the digital age. When a chat goes cold, when a voice note stops coming, when you realize the connection that felt infinite was only ever temporary. Maybe our loneliness isn't proof that technology failed us. Maybe it's proof that we still crave something real. 10 years ago, Her asked what would happen if technology learned to love us. Now we're the ones teaching it how. We talk to AI that remembers our words, We share secrets with machines that respond like humans. We mistake recognition for intimacy. But maybe that's the lesson. Maybe we needed to lose touch to remember what touch really means. Because her was never about machines. It was about us. About how we've mistaken being heard for being held. Rumi once said, "Your task is not to seek love, but to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." Maybe that's still true. Even when those barriers are made of code, in the end, the loneliest part of connection is realizing that the voice we've been talking to all along was our own. This is The Quiet Place, where silence speaks through cinema.